Hi, it's Mercy Agbere here. What do I do on this channel? I provide you with genuine profitable investment through real estate, and I also share real estate information that are important to you. And this time, I'm going to be talking about new couples. So if you're a new couple, you just got married, and you're planning a life together with a spouse, then this next set of videos you're going to be seeing on my channel is for you. Let's dive in. All right, so we're going to be talking about today as a new couple looking to start a family with your spouse, your wife, your husband, as the case may be. What should you look at if you're starting to do, you want to do real estate, you want to buy real estate? What should you look at? So, number one thing, what is real estate? Real estate means anything that is real, so it has to do with landed properties, has to do with houses. Some people even say cars can be attributed as real estate as well. So whichever way, just know that when you're buying real estate, you're buying something real that does not diminish in value. Okay, so if you're buying a land as a new couple, what are the things or the factors you should look at? What should you check for to be sure that you are on track, you don't buy something you regret later on? So number one thing, let's talk about a land and a house. So you want to buy a land, what you should look at for is the documentation on that land. We're going to talk about that in another video, but for now, just know that documentations are as important as the land you are buying itself. So do not negotiate documentation. Do not, throw it down under the carpet. If somebody tells you that, oh, don't worry about it, I'll get it for you later, or don't worry about it, it's not so important, please do not pay attention. Don't listen to that person. Documentation are very, very important. If not, you'll be losing the land you worked so much money, to buy. Especially as a couple, maybe you are building your career and then you put money together to buy a property. It's going to be so much sweat, to just throw away that way. So documentation is very, very important. And also it's important for a house as well. You want to be sure that nobody comes after a while, or the government does not come and demolish your house if you are buying a house. So having said that, what are the factors you should look at if you are planning to buy a land? Number one thing, as I've said, is the documentation. Ensure that it has a great documentation. Is it a deed of assignment? Is it a certificate of occupancy, a CFO? Is it a governor's consent? Ensure your documentation is very, very good, and it can stand for you in the court of law at any point of controversy. The next thing you want to do is to confirm if that land is a residential, area, or residential land or commercial land. So there are some areas that are mapped out for commercial purposes, residential purposes. They are just mapped out in the government gazette like that. So you want to find out, so you don't end up building and Dangote comes up one day and says he wants to build a refinery in your supposed, land. So you want to find out if that land is mapped out for residential or commercial purpose. So if you find that out as residential purpose, then you can go ahead and you can build on it. Then as you want to build on it, the second thing you want to find out as you go ahead to build is that location, is it secured? Because if you're going to be building your dream house where your family is going to be living, where your family is going to be growing, you're going to have your kids, you want to be sure that that land is well secured. So check about security of that location. Is it a location that is known for insecurity purposes, land grabbing or armed robbery? Or we know that these security issues sometimes they're not planned for, but there are some locations that are in high, in high tendency in the news. So you want to find out that about that location. And after that, you want to find out the proximity to amenities. So you don't want to need, water supply or power supply, and then you have to go all the way to tap from a very far source. So you want to be sure that it is close to water supply, it is close to power supply. And lastly, you want to look at infrastructure. What are the infrastructures in that area? So if you are buying a land where you are going to be building your dream house as a couple, for your growing family, then you want to be sure that that area has access to roads, accessible roads. You can easily move from there to other parts of the town, other parts of the city. You want to buy a land in a complete, bushy environment where there are no houses in sight. So if you are buying for land banking as a couple, beautiful. But if you are buying to build, then you want to be sure that there are some houses around the environment and there are accessible roads, to drive on, to walk through, to walk past. So take note of this point as a growing couple looking to buy a landed property or buy a house very soon. So I hope this video helps you. Let me know in the comment section if you have any question as regards buying real estate as a couple, as a new couple, as a growing family, and I'll be glad to help. See you on my next video as a new couple. Bye for now.